Hey YouTube, it's Mystic Veteran here with your Sunday weekly reading. I have pulled a couple cards, 3 cards to be exact, from my Angels and Oracle deck by Kyle Gray. So you can see that. And I also pulled a couple cards from my Rebel deck Oracle game. Let's see. Alright, so let's do the fun one. So Mercury retrograde is ending on Wednesday the 20th. It's going, it's, I was gonna say going straight in the sky, but it's going direct. So I decided to pull out a card for the week, kind of for shit and giggles. The scenario that I picked was: a negative pattern keeps showing up from my past. Blank would be the first part to clearing it. Well, Mercury retrograde is all about the past coming back. So, you can choose one of 3 cards. Now, if you chose first card, the answer would be, oops, it's sliding, realizing it always comes back to love. That's interesting. If you pick the second card, it says, admitting I don't have all the fucking answers. Also good advice. And the third card is changing my fucking attitude. So, a negative pattern keeps showing up from my past. Realizing it always comes back to love could be the first part to clearing it. And for this one, a negative pattern keeps showing up from my past. Admitting I don't have all the fucking answers could be the first part to clearing it. That's the one I picked, personally. And a negative pattern keeps showing up from my past. Changing my fucking attitude could be the first part to clearing it. Also good advice. So, for a little shit and giggles advice, something to break up the monotony, put those away, and I will go on to explain the cards of the week. Beginning of the week, middle of the week, end of the week. And at the beginning of the week, we got great teacher, learn from spiritual experiences. And the middle of the week is high priest, intend and create. And the end of the week, it's summer, bask in joy and light, or the bumblebee. Now, just because I pull summer doesn't mean, like, speaking of the season right now. It could reflect more of, like, in the future or summer-like qualities. It doesn't have to be the season of summer, but we'll go into that later. So let me look up great teacher. Give me a sec. Great teacher. And we've had this guy before. I've seen him in past weeks. So, because it's Mercury retrograde, it probably means we're learning a lesson. Still learning a lesson because we're still in the middle of Mercury retrograde. Let me read this. Know that what is happening around you is divinely inspired. Learn from your current experiences, then share them with others. This card was inspired by Jesus, who is one of the most widely acknowledged and loved spiritual teachers of all times. But there is a great teacher in every tradition, and this card represents the one to whom you feel closest, as well as the great teacher within. The teacher wears simple clothes here to demonstrate that even if you live a simple life, it could be an incredibly spiritual one. He is surrounded by a sense of serenity and harmony because he has absolute trust in the higher power that moves through him. And the dove on the card represents receiving answers to prayers through signs and experiencing peace through joy. This card can represent a teacher in your life or the great teacher within. Either way, it shows that you have dedicated a lot of time, effort, and energy to understand yourself and the world. You're having spiritual experiences at this time and gaining a greater awareness of what you need to do in order to grow. There's a great chance that if you've been having any challenges recently, You've surmounted them and allowed them to be vehicles to lessons that are helping your spiritual connection. If you feel that you've received messages from heaven or the universe recently, this card is confirmation that these have indeed been holy experiences. So basically, briefly, the beginning of this week, you have learned a lesson, or you're about to teach a lesson that you have learned. Maybe a teacher has shown himself, and or maybe a lesson has taught you a lesson. Wait, rewind that. Maybe you've had an experience that has taught you a spiritual lesson. There you go. That sounds way better than what I said before. So yeah, at the beginning of this week, maybe you've learned something during this whole Mercury retrograde. And because it's going to be ending soon, you finally realize what the lesson was. So maybe a time of peace is coming, because doves do symbolize peace. So either you become the teacher, or a teacher comes when he or she is needed at the beginning of this week. Now, middle of the week. This is a new card. High Priest, intend and create. Let me look this one up. High Priest, where are you? I think you're hiding behind the priestess. There we go. All right. Focus. Come on. Oh, this thing is being a pain in the butt. Focus, please. There we go. Recognize that you have the power to change your life. Face your fear and align with the light. In many traditions, the high priest is the physical embodiment of the divine masculine. He acts as a bridge between worlds and is able not only to divine the future, but to help create it too. He may be a leader in a spiritual tradition, or in pagan traditions, be second to the high priestess. But he is always sorry about that. I got interrupted. It was just my daughter. Anyway, back. But he's always spiritually connected and disciplined, with great respect for his creator and his particular practice. In a reading, the card can represent a spiritual figure, leader or teacher in your life, or an aspect of your path that has led you to where you are today. You are a bridge between heaven and earth, and it's important for you to know that you are more powerful and connected than you may think. Everything you are giving attention and energy to at this time is creating your way forward. There have been some setbacks, but accept these as experiences that have led you to a deeper understanding of yourself and your spirit. Know that you are being guided by the ancestors to direct your thoughts and energies towards what you want to grow, heal, and expand, and then watch it happen right before your eyes. So, looks like you guys got two teachers, and they're facing each other. That is interesting. And you got two birds. Wow. I just noticed a connection there. You got two teachers and possibly two lessons to learn. And the birds are, they always symbolize something. This symbolizes peace, but the falcon, that is something you'll have to look up. Look up falcon spirit animal, and I probably will too. It's very interesting because something looks like it's going to take flight, and this guy's like making it happen, and he's like facing this guy saying, hey, I'm talking to you, you talking to me, and maybe they're getting together and coming up with a plan. Maybe they're going to teach each other a lesson. Maybe there's a lesson between the two, spiritual lesson. This is very spiritual card. This is very spiritual card. Both are teachers. Both have lessons to teach or to learn. Very interesting. And male, masculine. You get two men. So that's interesting. Maybe there's going to be like some kind of lesson that comes from two men in your life. You don't have to be female. This is a male-female, non-gender specified reading. But there's definitely two masculine energies coming together this week. Very interesting indeed. So basically, the spirits are saying in the middle of the week, you're on the right track. Just keep moving forward. Whatever you want to make happen, make it happen. Because by Wednesday, Mercury retrograde goes direct and things should start going smoothly again. So that is the time when you want to start something new. Is once that passes, once Mercury retrograde goes straight, or sorry, I keep saying straight, it goes direct, then everything's going to start to flow again. Everything's going to start to take flight. So don't be discouraged. You probably learned a lesson from the past few weeks, and then by the middle of the week, you're going to probably put that lesson to the test, and you're going to move forward. Now, for the end of the week, this is very interesting. The Bumblebee Summer Bask in Joy and Light. And that's a very positive card. Look it up. Summer, summer, summer. Summer, where you at? Looking up the honeybee. Honeybee. Oh, come on. Summer. We need summer. Yeah, we just ended summer. Yeah, seasons. I know. I'm looking at seasons. Come on. Come in. Come in. Where are you at? Ah, found it. Summer. These things could be stubborn. All right. Rise up. Open your wings and shine. Bring your projects and plans out into the light, into manifestation. Summer has always been recognized as a time for joy, for going on adventures and making memories. Flowers are in full bloom. Animals are enjoying the freedom of the wild summer days and nights, and people are taking holidays, basking in the sunshine, and being lifted energetically by the light and warmth. This is a perfect opportunity for you to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Light has come to banish the darkness. Well, in this case, it's figurative because we're not really in summer right now. Clarity is arriving too, allowing you to know exactly where you are and how you can move forward. Angels and ancestor guides are encouraging you to enjoy this moment and not to rush forward, because this is a time for pleasure, enjoyment, and expansion. There is a great chance that you have extra energy, creativity, and inspiration at this time. Notice what is coming to you as it is inspiration directly from the divine. When the summer card arrives in the future position of a spread, like it is now, or as the last card in a reading, it can also indicate that the coming summer will usher in important energies with regards to your question or intentions. See? So it doesn't necessarily have to do with summer. But think about it. Honey, honeys and bees are very important to us, and they make sweet honey, and they're always very busy. So I'm thinking you're going to be kind of maybe busy at the end of this week, because once Mercury retrograde once again ends on Wednesday, I say about Friday, things are going to pick back up again. Nothing's going to be delayed anymore. Maybe something very sweet, in a figurative sense, is going to plop down right in front of you, and you're going to be like, woo, awesome, I've been waiting for this opportunity. So there's probably going to be joy and light, and you're going to be happier than you were during this past Mercury retrograde. Busy as a bee, but still happy. And like they said, by summer of next year, you should be happy and enjoying your new life. I think if something's been going on this year, like a lot of changes have been happening. People have been moving. People have been, altering stuff, working on projects. So by this time, well, I would say by this time, but by summer next year, I think everything should come to fruition. Kind of like when a bee works hard to make honey and take care of the hive, you're gonna reap your rewards, your sweet rewards. So I was putting this together. If you see, there's always something. There's two birds representing flight. A bee flies. So look at that. You got 3 animals to look up. You got the dove, the falcon, and the bumblebee. And if I were you, look up each animal, and it will give you a hint to the energy throughout the week. I'll probably do a video later explaining certain animals. But yeah, dove usually represents peace. Falcon, I'm not quite sure, other than moving forward. And bumblebee, uh, well, busy as a bee is what I can think of right now, and sweet opportunities and stuff like that. So look up these three animals, and that will kind of help you explain the animal energy throughout the week. But basically, you got 2 teachers, 2 lessons. By the end of the week, everything should be kind of like improving, becoming better. Beginning of the week, you're probably going over the lessons you've learned. The middle of the week, you're putting those lessons to the test and you're moving forward. And the end of the week, you should be reaping your rewards, or at least on your way to reaping your rewards. So, if that resonated with you, please say so in the comments. Tell me how it resonated. If it did not, I apologize. This is just a general reading, and it's just advice. It's not set in stone. Nothing is. So if you enjoyed that, I hope you did. Hope you have wonderful rest of the week, and enjoy when Mercury retrograde finally ends on the 20th. Bye.